Yeah. All right. We're going to call this Commissioners Court meeting to order. Today is February 10th, 2025, and this is your 10 a.m. regular edition of the Lavaca County Commissioners Court. And we will start with a confirmation of roll call. Precinct 1.
Here.
Precinct 2.
Here.
Precinct 3.
Present.
And Precinct 4.
Present.
And the judges here shall let the record reflect that all 5 of us are here, present, and accounted for today. At this time, we're going to have our invocation, and I'm going to ask Mr. Sheriff Stephen Greenwell to come forward and give us our invocation. Please stand.
I'd like to start off first by just saying that I've been asked, first of all, again, it's an honor and a privilege to stand in front of this court as your sheriff. I've been asked probably 150 times, is it everything you expected? What I didn't expect, to be frank with everybody, is the viciousness of the game or of the vocation, the job, the fact that as elected officials you become a target for some of the most vile, salacious lies that are there, and as a result, I and others have decided that we will start praying for one another in our elected positions, so that we can lead with integrity and effectiveness. As a result, a good friend of mine who's also an elected official and a target of much of this vile lies sent me and others a prayer, and I said, let's open Commissioner's Court with that prayer. So if I may, I'm going to read it for you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, please protect us all from evil. Please protect our children and our grandchildren. Please watch over Lavaca County, its courts, its people, and its criminal justice system. Please bless our county leadership with the courage to continue serving and always have the ability and courage to speak out against injustices. Give us the courage to fight the evil forces that are against us. Lord, we can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us, if it is according to your will. Lord, your will on this earth will be done. We are faithful servants. We ask that you protect us from all evil. Help us to destroy evil so that we can protect all of your people. We love you. We serve you. Onward, Christian soldiers. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we pray these things. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. And our pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Sheriff. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Do we have any announcements? If not, I'm going to make a short announcement. Thank you, Steve Greenwell. Powerful. February 14th, this will be 5 years since I've served here. I first was sworn in February 14th, 2020. It'll be 5 years coming up. We've got the same harassers, same people just constantly berating us. We're public officials, we can handle it. Our family's a different story. It's not fair to them. Steve, you can come back up here for a second. I didn't plan this, but I did write a few notes down. I'm not going to rehash 5 years. I'm not going to rehash some of the things that are being said, some things that have been talked about. 5 years ago, we had a lot of messes to clean up. We had, I think, 3 terminations. We handled those through attorneys, several attorneys. In one case, there was 3 attorneys involved. Texas Rangers were here in 2019. I came in 2020. We had to have the Rangers come back, follow up with some questions. The FBI was here. We had a lot of messes to clean up in 2020. I'm not going to rehash 2020. That's done, over. Fast forward. December 2023, Stephen Greenwell decided to run for sheriff. He had to step down from JP to do so. At the same time, I've got Kyle Denny, DA, had a race going on himself. So we got a sheriff and a DA. Races starting in December of 2023, January 2024. At that time, we had 4 murders in Lavaca County. 4 murders on our books. When I say on our books, they were all indicted. We had 4 murders to try. We had 4 murder suspects. They weren't all indicted at the time. Potential serial rapist was amongst us. One of those cases we're dealing with. Sexual predators. We've got sexual assaults. We've got criminal kids being violated. Lots of things happening in Lavaca County. This man decided to resign to run for JP, and we actually fought over him, me and Kyle both. Kyle was in the DA's office. And I'm not saying anything this court doesn't know. This court and this auditor's office, this whole courtroom is aware of things that we had to do to keep operating. I asked Steve, what are you going to do? And he says, I'm go get a job. I said, we've got plenty of jobs here. Me and Kyle fought. He wanted you to go be an investigator. I said, I've got a security project here. We had a security funding in place. The previous sheriff did not use it, wouldn't use it. Asked him to, wouldn't use it. It was in place. That was intact. So this court properly hired Steve Greenwell as our security advisor, interim security advisor in January of 2024. Kyle subsequently, our DA lost his race to James Reeves. Kyle and I had a predicament in our hands. He's no longer the DA. We got 4 murders. I've got a sheriff's race that, we knew how that ended. We had to take care of some things, take care of some business. At some point, Kyle got his way, and then Steve transferred up to be interim investigator with the DA's office. So he was part-time working for us as securing the building and working on a security plan for the 3 buildings. And I can say this publicly. Last January 27th, and the reason I'm saying this now, January 27th, we were in this courtroom. We didn't say it, couldn't say a word. At the same time, there's a murder suspect pleading out to 20 years. And I want to commend you, Steve Greenwell, because you took the lead on that case last year, 2024. James Reeves could not be here today. He came in early. Got rid of his cases. He could come in early and take care of that case. Y'all worked on that case together all of 2024 through the DA's office, and I commend you both. If he would be here, I'd like to say something to him as well. But both of y'all have gone above and beyond, serving this county well in times of duress. And I cannot say enough thank you for your service to Lavaca County. You weren't paid enough. As our interim security advisor, that's a $50,000 position to do what you had to do. You weren't paid enough. We had some Senate Bill 22 funds, and you went to the DA's office for the last half as an interim investigator. Thank you for serving.
Thank you, Judge.
And for doing what you do. We got 1 murder down. We got 3 more to go. So, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
To the public, I want to say this. If anyone has any questions about what we're doing and how we're operating here, you know how to get a hold of us. Send us an email. We'll address any issues in court. We're not going to address them on social media, for sure. But this court was fully intact last year. It was aware of what's going on. We had executive sessions, and we kept our court systems flowing and going. And I commend this court right here, all 4 of you guys, for tagging along. And we did what was right for Lavaca County. That's the only announcement I have. That's kind of impromptu, but anything else? If not, moving on.
You summed it up, sir.
All right. Item number 2, discuss and approve addendum 11 between LGS and Lavaca County Attorney's Office to add a full licensed user. And we have an assistant DA we're about to announce here in a minute. I think he's in court today. There he is. Okay. Do I have a motion? Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to approve the addendum 11 between LGS and Lavaca County Attorney's Office for a full licensed user. And that would be our assistant DA that's coming to Lavaca County. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those same sign. Motion passes. And by the way, James Reeves is in district court in Gonzales County today. We have a bench exchange going on with a prosecutor exchange. He's over there working today. Item number 3, introduction of our newest Assistant County Attorney, Forrest Chriselle Jr. You want to come forward? You want to state your name for the court?
Sure, Forrest Crochelle,
Junior?
Jr.,
That name sounds familiar. I don't know why in Lavaca County.
always a junior in Lavaca County. Welcome, thank you for having me, and to the judge, good morning, and to Commissioners Court, thank you for having me. My name is Forrest Crochelle, Jr. Professionally, I go by Forrest Crochelle. You can call me Junior if you want here in town. I'm a 99 class of Hallettsville High School, veteran of the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi, Judge Greenwell, and I'm a lawyer. I've been in practice since 2014. I've done civil work in Houston and in Midland, and I've been hired as the Assistant County Attorney by Mr. Reeves, and I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. It's an honor and a privilege to serve the county, and I look forward to working with you all.
Thank you as well. We look forward to the same. And it's an honor and privilege for someone to graduate from Hallettsville High School and come back to practice law right here in Lavaca County. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
All right, no motion has to be made on that. He's already been established. And James apologizes. He had to go emergency to go again, to Gonzales County to go handle a case for prosecutors over there. Number 4, discuss and approve extending the courthouse assessment proposal with WJE awarded on March 14th, 2022 for the next round of Historical Commission restoration funds. Any comments or do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to be approved.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve extending the courthouse assessment proposal with WJE awarded on March 14, 2022 for the next round of Historical Commission restoration funds. And let me explain a little bit what we're doing here. Previous administration went after a grant with Historical Commission restoration funds. This court had approved WJE to go after those funds. We did not get any of those funds, but they did a lot of work and we paid some money along the way. So they want us to extend that relationship with them so they can continue the work they've already done and go forward with the next round. Legislature's in session now. We would expect this work to kind of continue, and maybe the funds would be eligible 2026, if I'm not correct. But we need court approval to proceed. So I had a motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1. Any other questions or comments?
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome, Doug. Thank you.
Set the wheels in motion. This is the right time to do it.
Great.
Waiting on.
Do you want to come? You want?
I'm fine.
Well, sometimes the audience listening on live can't hear what you're saying. So if you want to come,
Yeah.
the bailiff just told you to come forward.
Thank you, Bo.
Doug, yeah.
Take serious.
Well, I would like you to say something on this, so we just make sure we're all on the same page. You've been a huge part of this.
Yes.
Would state your name for the court.
Doug Kubitschek, County Historical Chairman, and I'm thanking the judge and Commissioners Court for endorsing this and extending these are good people. They know, excuse me, they know what they're doing, okay, and that's what we want to have on board. We missed we just didn't get, we had applied for another grant, didn't get it this last round, and we're going to apply again this next round, and it starts this week, because I think, I haven't heard who got the grant money this past round, but it's out there again. So this is the company that's going to be doing the footwork for us on the floor, and that's good stuff. So we're going to be players again, and hopefully this next round we can come up with something.
Players.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's good. And believe it or not, we were in the first round. This is round 13
Wow.
that just got given money out, and but thank you.
Well, hopefully that's not the 13th knockout round.
No, this will be 14 number we're in now, so we're past that at 13.
Thank you for participating, and again, we want to say, offer to you as well, thank you for doing what you do for us.
Yes.
I saw you walked a group of tourists through the courthouse the other day, and that takes the burden off of any of us paid employees to do that, and you're doing it for free.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I enjoy that, and that's where I wish y'all could go with me sometime, just to hear the comments of what the people, this was a group of ladies from Harris County, and they had a great time. And they were just very appreciative that they got to go through the courthouse is one thing, and to see To see the state that it's in is another thing, and they encouraged me to take care of it. And I said, okay, but guys, y'all are the ones that are taking care of it, so.
Thank you, and somehow y'all ended up back at a wine bar, if I'm not
Well,
mistaken. I don't,
that was brought up. That was brought up. They wanted, one of the ladies, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna mention it, I don't know her, but she asked me if we were gonna have wine here. And I said, no, not here. Y'all are going to the winery next stop. And she goes, oh, that's great. So they,
Okay.
but that's something to consider. Can we, you know, put it out on the gazebo or something?
so, I'm all for it.
I'll leave it with that.
I've been saying that, we need a gazebo with a keg every now and then, maybe.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while, wouldn't hurt.
Thank y'all.
All right, thank you,
Really.
Doug. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug.
And something along the lines, I want to, on this item number 4 is, again, I know people keep saying they're sick of hearing the courthouse restoration. Well, it's an ongoing battle, and there's some projects that we can wait on if we can get the funds for it. I'd rather use state funds, it's still taxpayer funds, but I'd rather use some state funds versus our local tax funds if we can. So if we can delay a couple of years doing something, we're going to delay. Something the Historical Commission has said too is we're putting these projects on our list, and if we have to implement one along the way, well, that looks good too, that we actually did put some of our own local funds to knock off a project before we go back to the state for funding. So, did you want to say something?
I just had a question. Thinking about, you know, this process and what we're going through to get this implemented, perchance, does anybody know the value of this building?
Oh, good question. I asked that question 20 years ago when we had the renovation done. What would it cost to replace this?
Yes.
And the architect told me, first of all, you couldn't buy the material. That was one thing. The next thing was the cost, and he said, well, let's just start at about 80 to 120 million. So.
Yeah. Well, I point that out, and thank you, Doug, for that, because, you know, we talk about the investment that we're making here, but it's minuscule.
Yes.
And I mean minuscule compared to the value of this building. I mean, this is not only just an incredible landmark, it's irreplaceable. You cannot replace this building. And so we do need to be good stewards, and thank you, Doug, for spearheading that, because we need to take care of it. We need to properly maintain it and make sure that it will outlive all of us. And so we appreciate that.
You're not gonna believe, what do you think it costs to build this building?
Man,
30 million?
no. 100,000?
Good guess, $64,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, the build on then?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I thought now.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
64,000.
Really?
$64,000 to build a court. Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's people's houses today.
Yeah.
That's a barn.
All right.
Yeah.
I had a motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve extending the courthouse assessment proposal with WJE. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 5, and I do see some law enforcement professionals here today. Number 5, discuss and approve the formation of the Lavaca County Law Enforcement Committee and Mutual Aid Agreement. That's found on page 5 through 11 in your packet. This is similar, we've been working on this for probably about a year, maybe 6 months or so, got ramped up. Similar to our fire association, we have formed basically a police chief association. We're calling it the Lavaca County Law Enforcement Committee, so I think are 4 of our police chiefs here today? Wow. All 4 of our Lavaca County area 4 police chiefs are here from Moulton, Yoakum, Shiner, and Hallettsville, and along with the sheriff. That's a 5-member committee. Again, is basically essentially just like you did with fire. If this 5 committee needs something from the court, they've got one, they can come at us at one. We can't give to one police department that we can't give to another. So if they all come at us with one with something, this group was also influential in getting our telecom system in place, and subsequently we dropped the fees from the city for that. So this is no cost to the cities to be on our telecom system. And so county's footing the bill on that. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, what you're doing behind the scenes. There's several things, you want to talk about it, or you want, yeah, if you want to come, yeah, sure. You want to come forward? Who's, okay, here's something else. Sheriff has a direct shot at the county as it is, so I think we said one of these police chiefs has to be the spokesperson.
I actually would like them to say a few words, but I would like to start off with this. So obviously won the runoff in, May, and started participating in various meetings that I had not prior to winning the election, and started to get a firm idea of the size and nature of the challenge that we had in front of us. I like to think that my resume is at least impressive to me, but I knew there were a lot of things I didn't know, and I knew that there were a lot of things that I didn't know, if that makes sense. I figured that out now in the last 38, 39 days, whatever. But if not for these four gentlemen, I don't want to do the math because it would be insulting, but there's probably over 100 years of executive police leadership standing behind me. They have been there for me and for Lavaca County and the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office from day one. They've given me guidance, they've mentored me, they've coached me, they've pushed me along a way to make sure that the citizens of Lavaca County are safe and secure. And I think we all owe them a debt of gratitude for that. I know I surely do. So if any of you would like to speak.
I'll say something. I know most of you don't know this, but I've been in Lavaca County law enforcement since '91, I believe. I went to work in Moulton in '95. This is my fourth time as their chief of police. From '95 till 3 years ago, I had served in various roles. I'd become a reserve, and then I'd be back chief. As soon as someone would leave, they would council would just say, hey, you're chief again, by till we find another one. So once again, it's my fourth time. I will say, out of all these years, out of the 32 years in law enforcement in Lavaca County, this is the closest I've seen all the chiefs, the sheriff, the judge, the commissioners work as a cohesive group. We've achieved a lot with this committee since it's been formed. I'm excited about what we've done. I'm even more excited about where we're headed. I'm proud to represent the county on the board over in Victoria, the Gulf Bend board. They are excited to have us back on board and answering a lot of questions, and we've met several times with their director. But once again, without the leadership of the judge, the new sheriff, and the chiefs here that are represented, we wouldn't be as successful as we are right at this moment. And at this moment in time, as you see on the national news, it is important for us to be a cohesive group, because back in the 90s, all we worried about was our jurisdictions. We'd worry about Moulton, We didn't talk about working countywide as a cohesive group. In fact, there were some cases through the years where we'd be working against each other. And we're not like that anymore. And I'm proud to be up here representing my community, and thank you, Judge, for your leadership.
Thank you, Chief Barr. Just for clarity, this is Daniel Barr, Chief of Police of Moulton, not to be confused with his brother.
As Edward did earlier.
His brother's our new constable in Precinct 2.
One up there, I believe, right?
Oh, hey.
He's getting younger every day.
Is he? I can tell. Come on, Mr. Brown. Me and Edward go way back when I was president, when he served in Moulton, and I believe it was said the other day, we haven't had a superintendent there as long as Edward Puska served in Moulton since then, since you left us. So, miss your leadership.
Well, thank you, sir.
You bet.
And Moulton hasn't been the same since he left, I know
It
that. Anything else, you want to add anything, or? And state your name for the court so we can know.
I'm Chief Denson, Wayne Denson with the Shiner Police Department. I'd like to echo everything Chief Byer said. We are working well together now, and that wasn't always the case back in the day. I've got a little over 30 years experience. I actually came out of retirement to take the job as chief here. And anyway, we're working good now with the current group.
And if you don't know, Chief Wayne Denson was former JP Precinct 2 for Lavaca County, so thank you. Three. State your name.
I'm not going to sing, okay, so just sit back. That's what you want. So my name's Randy Shalaka, and I'm the police chief here in Hallettsville. Been police chief for 21 years here.
Thank you.
Came from the Houston area, been in law enforcement for 37 years. And here in Lavaca County, I think each one of the chiefs that are here now, we tend to felt like we were on our own. In many instances, we got more help from outside our jurisdiction and outside our county than we did in our own county. And to have someone like Mr. Greenwell, I'm not a resident of Lavaca County, but you should be extremely proud to have somebody like that to be in here to step up. And no, he's not paying me to say that. But it's no longer a Hallettsville, Shiner, Yoakum. It's one. And that's how we're going to stay, and because we're all shorthanded. So we're all there for each other. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Van Sluten?
I guess I'm last. I'm Chief Carl Van Sloten with the Yoakum Police Department. I've been in law enforcement starting 34 years now. I have a total of 18 years as a police chief. I've been in Yoakum 10 and a half years. The first 10, it's like Chief Slot said, we're on our own. We didn't communicate really well with each other. I know we came to Hallettsville a lot with our command center.
Yes.
Because they always had the problems.
That's not what the district court's telling me.
But anyway, and I just echo what they have to say is, you know, I know last week we had an armed robbery in Yoakum. We got a warrant on somebody. All the department showed up to go help serve that warrant. He wasn't at home, but with the show of force, the family gave up where he was at, and he was in custody within probably, 30 minutes of us showing up there in force. And that's never happened before. So we're really happy with the direction that this is going.
Well, thank y'all for serving. Thank y'all for participating. One of the themes that we've been talking about in these meetings, not only with with the police chiefs, but also with city council and with fire departments as well, is do not let boundary lines get in the way. Those are artificial boundary lines that someone drew up on a map, and that's been a common theme is we're just going to go serve where we got to serve. You're seeing it in the fire departments, structure fire. You get multiple units coming. I mean, they're coming. They're dispatched right away. So same with you guys as well. So I know that y'all believe that and feel it, and we're glad y'all working together. And so y'all have already signed the MOU. We're going to ratify this today. Hopefully I'll ask these guys for an approval, and we'll continue the strength and the unity here that we have. So we appreciate your service.
One fight, one team.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Might I make a statement?
You can make a statement before you make a motion.
Okay. I would just like to say, not only do nations rise and fall on leadership, but so does every organization. Every organization around has that same challenge. And it's just, I wanted to go unnoticed that what we see here is the primary function of county government, and that being to provide and protect for the citizens under their jurisdictions. And so the leadership that we see here from these fellows, and what doesn't often get said, I don't know that I've ever said it, but the leadership from Judge Mudd, for him being willing to reach out and form a cohesive unit across the county. It benefits the people that we serve. It is about loving the county and wanting better for the citizens that are here, and Judge Mudd has done that. If you notice, he's done that with EMS, he's done that with the fire departments, and now with the police and sheriff's departments. And so he has truly exemplified what I consider to be proper leadership. And I just want to acknowledge that, Judge, and thank you for your role in being the catalyst to make sure that this happens, because we're going to all benefit from that again. And we do benefit from it and will benefit from it. So thank you for your willingness to invest yourself back into Lavaca County and to the organizations which matter the most.
Thank you, Wayne, for those kind words. And I'm just doing what I'm trained to do. I'm a businessman coming to do, I'm a layperson doing this job, and I'm just doing what I think is right for the county. So thank you. Do I hear a motion?
Yes.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 1, second by Precinct 2, to approve the formation of the Lavaca County Law Enforcement Committee and their mutual aid agreement that they have created. Any other comments about that? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Thank you all very much for serving. Thank you all for being here today. We do appreciate it. Number 6, and I don't have this prepared, one of the first things we were going to do with the Lavaca County Law Enforcement Committee, discuss and approve an MOU with Gulf Bend Center to reimburse Lavaca County for transportation costs and for Lavaca County to distribute the proceeds to the appropriate agencies of the Lavaca County Law Enforcement Committee. We had a meeting with Gulf Bend, I think last week it was, where we decided we'll form this committee. If we have to do transports of mental health patients out of the county, Gulf Bend can reimburse for that. So Lavaca County will take the lead in serving as the point of contact, and then we'll get reimbursement monies from Gulf Bend and give them back to, let's say, Household Police or Yoakum Police Department, whoever did that transport. So we're working together to benefit all departments and all citizens. So that MOU did not make it back in. We were working on it Friday, and Gulf Bend is there. It's in their court right now. So that we'll probably have that MOU ready to go by next court proceeding. So do I have a motion to table number 6?
Yes.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 3 to table item number 6. All those in favor of tabling say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion's been tabled. And we'll get that MOU shortly. Number 7, discuss and approve creating the Lavaca County Routing and Road Use Bond Agreement. That's brought to you by Commissioner Precinct 3, I believe. It's found on page 12 through 17.
Yes, this is the Lavaca County Routing Agreement and Road Use Bond Agreement. It's basically, we're updating our road use agreement between all the oil and gas companies. And they will have to file a $250,000 surety bond from here on out to cover road damages, where we can go ahead, if nothing else, if they don't fix it, we can file on their bond. And it is good with the Texas Transportation Code 251.151, where it states the Commissioners Court of a county may regulate traffic on any county road or real property owned by the county that is under the jurisdiction of Commissioners Court. And I got a couple of excerpts here. The bond itself is intended as a blanket bond to cover all of companies' oil and gas development road use activities in Lavaca County, Texas, as authorized in the agreement.
And
And then, this is the one I need to find right here. It will cover the oil company and all their subcontractors. They have building the pad through the drilling phase, through hauling the water and oil off of that place. And I think it'll tighten things up. I did borrow this from another county, and I had Mr. Reeves look it over, and he said it's a good contract. So I'd like to proceed with this today if we can. And I'd like to turn that into a motion to upgrade our road use agreement and throw in a $250,000 road bond.
okay, motion made by precinct 3,
Second.
second by precinct 1. That motion was to approve creating the Lavaca County Routing and Road Use Bond Agreement. Again, motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 1. Any other questions or comments before we vote? Go ahead, Mr.
Sorry. Thank you, Commissioner Siegel, for bringing this forward, because this is something that deserves our attention and will provide us with necessary framework to be able to protect our roads and to interact with the companies that are using those roads in a responsible manner. They understand and know this. This is going on in other counties, and so we're coming up to speed, up to date on how to negotiate with them. And this is the best way to do that, is with a contract. And they understand it. This is not something that's going to be burdensome or something that would cause them any pause, because this is being used across the state. And so I appreciate the opportunity for us to update our policy and to provide protection again for the assets and resources of the county. So thank you, Commissioner Siegel, for bringing this forward.
How much are we paying right now, or how much does the company have to pay for a road use permit now?
Oh, what is it, anything? It's no fee. And
There's no-
see, when you have their subcontractors coming in tearing up the road, then they have a valid argument, well, that's not my company.
So then, again, my argument to this is, right now, we're trying to pave more roads, and we've got we're in an oil field, and we've got oil and gas companies tearing up those roads, and we don't even charge them a fee to get a permit.
We ran into a little problem, precinct 1 and myself, this morning with a water line permit, which I think we'll have settled by the end of the day.
It's not on the
It
agenda.
already
so-
buzzed twice.
That's good to know.
All right. So I want to discuss this because I listen to you guys. We hear the complaints coming to our office for whatever, I mean, our office, me and Aileen, it takes the blunt of all complaints. Commissioners, they take commissioners' calls, they take judges' calls, and
You are a
it's,
diaper.
yeah. So complaints come in daily. One of the problems I'm hearing, though, is you guys have a road permit with an oil and gas company to go on these 2 roads, and
Absolutely.
those drivers come from all of the directions, and they act like that doesn't even exist.
I'm sure like precinct 2 commissioner, Bear Claw, you try to find the easiest, safest route, even if it may add an extra mile to it.
Exactly.
And they'll turn it in on that road or roads, but they don't pass it on to the subcontractors 90% of the time, or they can't read English. And I've been dealing with that quite a bit.
So 2 things I want to say. A, this is the same agreement that Fayette County is using.
Yes.
Exact same agreement, word for word, except the county has changed. So Fayette County's already adopted this and using it. Second of all, this gives us a little bit more teeth to go after them. They're going to put a bond up for $250,000 if they damage the roads. Guess what? They're going to owe money. Now, I do want to point out, there's one paragraph, this is what won me over when I read the paragraph. In no event shall the company's liability for damages be limited to the bond amount of $250,000. So if you damage the roads for $1 million, you're on the hook for $1 million,
Yes.
and we're going to be policing those roads.
And I want to work with the sheriff's department. When we get this going, I will present them with a list of roads that we have designated for the oil company to use, where the sheriff's deputies, when they're out there riding, they get a call and complaint, they know where to go right away.
And this isn't about stopping drill. We want to drill. I mean, this is, drill baby drill is the theme of the nation right now. But pay for your road damages if you damage our paved roads for certain. Okay, a motion from precinct 3, second by precinct 1. Any other questions or discussions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. All right, number 8, I think we should be going faster here. Number 8, discuss and approve preservation and restoration of Lavaca County Deed Record Books, Volume 51 through Volume 65 by Revolution Data Systems. This is brought to you by our county clerk.
Yes, just, we have some books that just need to be restored, preserved. And so I got a couple of bids. Revolution Data Systems came in the lowest bid. So I'm just asking you guys to give a bid.
Okay.
And the money will be used from my records archive fee that we collect in our office for this purpose to preserve.
Gotcha. All right. Do you hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to approve the preservation and restoration of Lavaca County Deed Record Books, Volume 51 through Volume 65 by Revolution Data Systems. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 9, discuss and approve the transfer of obsolete and non-working IT-related equipment from the county clerk's office to the IT department. That's found on page 20 and 21. Again, we're starting to clean up some of these departments that have some old equipment laying around. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to approve the transfer of obsolete and non-working IT-related equipment from the county clerk's office to the IT department. The only question or comment I'll add is this is our new system where any departments can transfer their old unwanted gear to the technology department, and now the technology department has control over it. They can determine, do they want to sell it, do they want to keep it, or is it scrapped? And that would be up to the technology department to decide. Anyway, motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 10, discuss and approve notice of acceptance form for Commissioner Kenny Ziegel, our beloved precinct 3 commissioner. I just added that word.
You just had to, didn't you?
To join the Commissioners Court Leadership Academy through Texas A&M AgriLife Extension V.G. Young Institute of County Government. That's not in our packet, but I just wanted to put this on there for everyone to know that Kenny was approved to go to that training, and I think you get to go to Washington. Is that correct?
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, yes. So we'll be praying for you when you get to Washington.
Yeah. Just come back home.
We'll need it.
But thank you for volunteering to sign up for that. It's good that a member of the court is doing that, and
Well, I owed it to the late, great Judge Richard Meyer out of Calhoun County.
that's true.
Yeah, bless his heart.
Judge Richard Meyer was trying to talk us into doing this, and Kenny said he's going to do it, and then Judge passed away here,
Yeah.
3 months ago. All right, do we have an approval on that? Do you hear a motion?
Yes.
I heard motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 1, to approve the notice of acceptance for Commissioner Kenny Ziegel to join the Commissioners Court Leadership Academy through the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension V.G. Young Institute of County Government. Congratulations, Kenny, on that acceptance.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, number 11, discuss and approve 2025 Texas Association of Counties Cybersecurity Course Enrollment for Lavaca County per Texas Government Code 2054.5191, brought to you by our auditor, found on page 22 through 25. Anything you want to say?
Unless you want to change something on the form, and the rest of the county should know the rules.
It should be coming, what, this month or next month?
Oh, this month.
This month.
Once I turn this into TAC, then I have to put the list together of all the emails, and then you'll start getting the emails, and then you'll start getting nice emails from me. Close to the top of August.
Thank you.
Unless you want our IT people to handle it.
I think you're doing a great job of that. Thank you for taking the lead on this. This is something this is important to all county governments, city governments as well as cybersecurity. We're targets to get hacked, and people want in to sabotage us and to lock us out. So,
I know most employees and officials think it's a rather stupid course, but it's really not a stupid course. It's designed to
said it.
keep your mind.
I've been hacked. I mean, I got hacked once. I had the ransomware attacked my computer, and I was consulting at the time. I had to pay $600 to get my computer back. And anyways, it can happen.
Matagorda County's been shut down for the last 3 weeks.
You hear that?
Really?
So,
They shut down the courthouse completely, and their clerk's office, everything, they got hacked.
if you didn't hear that from the back of the room, Greg Morelli, our EMC director, said Matagorda County's been shut down for 3 weeks because they got attacked. So, this is highly important that we take care of business. So, highly important. So,
If the court doesn't take
I'm-
it seriously, there are no.
I take it serious.
I'm
And
just saying the experience that I've had since this all started.
And we got attacked about a year and a half ago. And we had a cybersecurity incident, this court, we got through it.
DeWitt County
So-
got attacked, what, about 2 years ago?
And if we do not get 100% participation in this, I cannot certify that we did, and I will not get the form to be able to turn in when we apply for grants. And federal grants do ask for this form during the application. It may state,
All right.
state grants too.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear, oh, Wayne's gonna come.
Discussing it, we'll later on discuss it.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Yes.
Second?
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2, to approve the 2025 Texas Association of Counties Cybersecurity Course Enrollment for Lavaca County per Texas Government Code. Any other questions or comments?
Yes,
Go ahead.
This is, I believe, critical. It is. Because if this were to infect us, if you will, it would hinder us, basically shut us down is what we're seeing going on. And people many times innocently do this. If possible, I think this would warrant having people in this room who are the employees to understand the critical nature is to have someone lead this, because I don't think this is something we can just do on our own. We can. I mean, I can do that. But I think sometimes it might be a little more impressed upon your cortex that, hey, don't open up an email that you don't know where it's coming from. Delete it. Don't, PayPal or your credit card or somebody saying they're going to give you something, all these things, these phishing emails, don't open them. Don't open them. And so that's how this happens. We inadvertently open it and innocently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a rush, but, I mean, that's what this is designed to do, is to keep you aware, so that the next time you do see an email that you're not sure of, you
Yeah.
think twice.
Well, we tend to be people who want, I want to touch something one time. I don't want it to come back and, you know, crop up every week for me. You should have done this, you should have taken care of this. No, let's get it, if you don't put off what you can do today. Well, that's good and bad, because if I click on that email, because I think it's something, I'm in a hurry, and I'm going through 75 emails, wait a second. I just exposed the entire county to some type of malware, ransomware, and I did it innocently, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I did it, it just matters that it's done. And so now you have to deal with the consequences of that. So I think it would behoove us to have someone lead that effort and everyone hear the same message, in my opinion.
And that leader is Shana Opiel, our auditor. She's leading us through this. But
I have a
anyway, I
question.
agree on this. Go
I
ahead.
have one question for you, Shana. Being that all the employees now are gonna be having their own emails for, checking, statements, are they all gonna be required, should they all be required to take it, or?
Well, I would think probably your guys too.
That's what I'm getting at, like our road and
Yeah,
bridge guys.
it would,
Having them on the list, just because they weren't on the, computer as much, but it's starting now to
So, okay.
have that.
it wouldn't be a bad idea, especially if they're going to use a county computer to check their,
Yeah.
now, if they're using their own computer, but even if they're using their home computer to check their statements,
Yes.
they need to be aware of what they're doing at home too. So I think it's appropriate. So that's
All
up,
that,
okay. Had a motion by precinct 1, second by precinct 2. Any more questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 12, discuss and approve TxDOT sidewalk project at the Lavaca County Annex. It's found on page 26. In your packet, one of the charts got left out. There should be at your table 2 sheets. TxDOT's proposing one entrance, and I think y'all want to look at some different options, so they came up with 2 different drawings. There's a single entrance at the center, and then there's 2 entrances, one at the north and one at the south. I think that would make that south entrance kind of obsolete, because it's that building, there's an old church there, the old Fur Trading Center and church is kind of blocking the view. But want to bring up the court questions, and I wanted to hear, Debbie's not here today. I didn't get Debbie's opinion, but Barbara, do y'all have an opinion of, if y'all looked at these?
You know, in my personal opinion, I think the 2 would be better, because on court days, there'd be a lot of traffic, and then they'd be backed up, waiting to get out onto the highway, and just my thought.
Let me ask you this, if we go with 2, is it feasible for TxDOT to leave that one in the middle and get away from that church and have that one on the north end?
I mean, these are all options, and we can ask them to redo another proposal. We've been talking about it for 3 months. Some things I want to address, that this is a sidewalk project, so TxDOT's going to put a sidewalk in front, and then there's a grade there, so they're going to help us do the entrance, and they'll take care of the project. I think that's going to trigger us into doing more with the parking lot. I think it's going to trigger us even to talk to our neighbors to the north and south of us, can we get some more easement from them so we can have another entrance out on the side streets or back to the back? So there's the flower shop to our north. You know, if we could get if we get an easement, that maybe a shared parking lot agreement with them. I haven't talked to them, but if we could, then we could make a parking lot combined with them, that you could access the back of our annex parking lot. That's one option. Option 2 would go into, I think, Rusty Wallace, I can't think of his wife's first name, but Rusty and Jeanette Wallace own the property to the south, asking them if we could get easement to the south by the tax office.
Yeah,
And
that would even help.
if we could do that, then you could go to a single entrance in the front of the annex, would be more beautiful looking, and then look to get a side easement. This project's going to take place, I mean, again, we don't have to approve it today. I know they're waiting for approval because they want to kind of sew up their projects, but we can talk to those neighbors if that matters. Just get an opinion. Basically, this is discussion time for us. So I'd like to hear from everybody. What is your opinions?
I would like to see two entrances,
Okay.
or an entrance, exit, whatever you want to call
Does it matter?
them. And I think going north with one, all the way to our property line, talk with Donna's Design, or Designed by Donna, and see if we couldn't make a deal with her, take that cyclone fence down, have an entrance there and an entrance in the middle, unless we can get an agreement from Rusty
Okay.
for that building. That's what
So,
I'm
let me ask
thinking.
you this, so if we had, so if I'm hearing right, if we had an agreement to the south to cross Rusty's, or to own some property over there, or to have an entrance in there, then that would maybe suffice? Having one entrance on 77, one entrance on
Yes,
the south?
if we could get something from him.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Uh,
would work.
Would y'all want to discuss that before we vote?
I would, I'd like to table it and
Okay.
kind of just put,
I haven't, to be honest with you, I have not had the time to approach these neighbors to see if there's any interest there. I talked to Rusty one time in passing in a restaurant, and that was before his building collapsed. Something collapsed there, but maybe now's the time to approach them and see if they have any interest. I know the south side of the annex needs some work. When we were having our security team go in there to put the equipment in, they found that there's some erosion underneath the foundation, underneath the tax office. So there's actually some voids underneath that foundation that's getting worse. So we're going to have to address that, the drainage and erosion problems with the parking lot and the whole building itself. So this is more than just a parking lot. But I want to hear your opinions. This is, I mean, before we just force a vote, I'm hearing two entrances is kind of what I'm hearing.
And I kind of agree with him, the middle and the
yes.
north side, because it's hard to, on that very, far south one, it's hard to sometimes get out,
Yeah.
to see around that, it's done.
It's just almost, I would say it's not safe to exit from the south side,
Right.
because you just have a blind corner.
And then when you're gonna have election, you're gonna get that much more traffic coming through
Elections
there.
and driver's license, because she's busy in the,
Yeah.
Yes.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays when she's
Okay.
busy, it's a lot of traffic.
All right? Again, this is discussion time. Dennis, you got anything?
I like the two entrances, and I think we ought to go ahead and table it so we can see if we can move over the driveways
Yes.
Okay.
from the north to south side.
Mr. Fairclough, anything?
No, Judge, except that I agree with, taking the time to see if we have another option to have two entrances. I think two entrances are important. It's such a dangerous corner there. My goodness, I mean, the traffic on 77 making that corner, and if it's 18-wheeler, you're going to pull out in front of them, and it's a rough transition to the roadway. You have to slow down. You have to take your time to get there, and it's just, it's dangerous. And so I think we need to give it, due consideration.
That's one thing TxDOT does want to take out of the equation, is take out some of that grade to get off the road or onto the road.
Yeah.
There's eventually going to have to be a grade, though. You're going to have to pop back out,
Yeah.
there's a height
They're gonna
difference.
put, a 2 to 3 foot retaining wall along?
There would be some kind of retaining wall from the sidewalk to the parking lot, some kind of retaining wall through there as well.
Okay.
But I just want to get y'all's ideas, and so we can go back and know what we can go back to the table and negotiate, see if we can negotiate with some neighbors.
This would be
And how much it would
done
cost us, I don't know.
To know that.
Huh?
It'll have to be done once the right way.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do it, Kenny said it best. Let's do it one time the right way, so. All right, I'm hearing, do I have a motion to table this? Do we have some more information on if we get some side properties, or if what our options are?
On that.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion to table from Kenny Ziegel, second by Precinct 4. Any other discussion or comments? If not, all those in favor of tabling item number 12, do we have some more information? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. That's been tabled to another date. Number 13, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Ruth Muir. That's down on page 27 through 30, coming out of Precinct 1.
Yes, this is a piece of property that's family-owned. It's the Gumalt family deeding some property to two daughters, Laverne and Ruth, and it does meet the requirements for exemption from our subdivision rules, so
Okay.
we need to approve that.
I think there were 37 acres on one and 61 on the other.
A total of
Yes.
98.93, yes.
Okay.
I second that motion.
All right, motion made by Precinct 1, second by Precinct 2, to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Ruth Muir. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 14, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Janice Muir. That's found out of Precinct 2 on page 31 to 34.
Yes, Your Honor. So this is about 100 acres, 99.54 acres is being divided between family members. And the land fronts County Road 211, and the side frontage is 211A. And so upon examination of this application, is determination of the court that the certificate of exemption should be extended to Janice Muir and believe that the application adequately demonstrates
Okay?
the exemption.
I take that as a form of a motion.
I take it in form of a motion.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Janice Muir in Precinct 2. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 15, discuss and approve the purchase of a 2020 Mack Anthem tractor truck in the amount of $35,000 for Lavaca County Precinct 2.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. What I'm looking to do here is we need to, basically something we can use on a daily basis locally, not something we're going to put on the road. And so in doing some due diligence, there's some equipment out there that would satisfy this. It would be, you know, an 8 to 12 speed automatic transmission. It'd be easy to move. And so my option is, do I spend $50,000 on something brand new and it stay parked most of the time, or do I do this and try to get something with some warranty on it that would allow us to meet the needs of what we have currently? So we sold some equipment last year, and so we have a vacancy. And so if I could get the approval to look for this, I'm not even sure that it's available, but I'm not sure that the purchase will be made. But I want the approval to, if I find this equipment to be in proper working condition, to make the purchase. So I asked, do we approve the purchase of a 2020 Mack Anthem tractor truck for Lavaca County Precinct 2?
That's your motion?
Yes, sir.
I second it.
Okay. Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to approve the purchase of a 2020 Mack Anthem tractor truck in the amount of $35,000 for Lavaca County Precinct 2, if he can find such truck.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. I added number 16, a closed session. I put if needed on there. We're going to probably start leaving that on our agenda, so if we ever need to go into executive session, it's there. I have no reason today to go into executive session. Does anyone else?
Do you?
I do not.
No, I do not.
Nope?
No.
Nope?
No.
Hearing none, okay. So, no need today for a closed session, so that brings us up to consent agenda. To have a motion to move into consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 3, second by Precinct 4 to move into consent agenda. Unless a member of the court requests a separate consideration of any items, all under the consent agenda are considered to be of routine nature and/or have been previously deliberated by the court in an open meeting, and therefore may be approved by one motion, second vote. Again, I had a motion made by Precinct 3, second by Precinct 4. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Consent agenda is approved, and we will move into consent. Our microphones will go off until we're through signing papers. All right, we are out of consent. Is there any other business of the court? If not, our next meeting of the Commissioners Court will be February 24th at 10 a.m. unless something comes up between now and then, but I don't anticipate it to. That being said, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned until the 24th. Thank you.